right. Yo. What's that word? Third 12 in the podcast, episode 35. Gonna be college football centric since a lot of exciting things is going on in that area of the sports realm. Without far, got the frequent guest here today, Chalil, Byron. Um, so without further ado, gonna get right into the first topic. I want to talk about the conference championships game that just got decided on Friday and Saturday with the games being played. The first one, I wanted to just get a little bit of y'all opinion on each of these was the Big 12 championship that's going to happen on Saturday between Oklahoma State and Texas.
I don't know. I like Texas.
Same.
Just because I feel like they got a lot going on for them. And Quinn, he's a nice quarterback to, air the ball out and stuff. What else? Xavier Worthy, he's like one of my favorite receivers in college football. So,
Baller.
Nah, I was thinking Texas as well. I just like their program as a whole. They just, they fell off the last couple of years, but like it seems like they're starting to get themselves back in there. And then now to be back in the Big 12 championship game is gonna be something good. And Oklahoma State they've been rocky this year, so we should see.
I like
Good game.
I honestly feel like it's a toss up, but I'm gonna ride with Texas in this game. Just because, like I was saying, Quinn Ewers he's getting back to the point of getting closer to 100% healthy. But the reason why I say a toss-up is because Ali Gordon, Oklahoma State, even though they had that terrible loss against, I believe, South Alabama at home to start off the year, they came back strong, knocking off Oklahoma in the last Bedlam game ever, probably, which is crazy. I digress. But they pulled it together this year, and I think they got a solid formula. I just think what's going to be the difference is on the line of scrimmage. I think Texas, along the line of scrimmage, both lines of scrimmage is going to be stronger, and they're going to control the game, and they're going to go to Xavier Worthy and Donnie Mitchell towards the end of the game. I even expect Jatavian, I think his name is Jatavian Sanders, tight end from Texas, to be the difference maker towards the mid to end of the fourth quarter to pull this game out. But I think it's going to be a real close game. Let's see. And I like what Steve Sarkisian is doing. He can really coach. We're going to stick with the Power 5, not the ones below that. I'm going to say that one for last. We can, Iowa and Michigan in the Big Ten championship.
Not a big fan of all the big blues in football, at least. So I probably go with Iowa. They always got a line. Like I said, the game is won in the trenches. So I think I'm gonna go with Iowa on that one for sure.
I'm gonna have to go with Michigan. As much as I don't want to say it, just because everything that's going on, I just feel like there's levels to the rankings, and obviously, I watched most of that game against Ohio State. So yeah, I'm just gonna ride out with Michigan.
I also have Michigan in this game. Iowa, quite frankly, can't score the ball, and they're going against the best defense, in my opinion, in college football. I wouldn't be surprised if they literally drop 0 points in this game. I think Michigan gonna beat them pretty handily. Honestly, I think Michigan. It's tough for me to say because the game we're gonna talk about in a little bit, but I think Michigan the best team in the country this year, in my opinion. And they're gonna be getting John Harbaugh back. So I got Michigan in this game, but yeah, I got Michigan game, and I expect them to be number one with the new rankings come out.
Definitely.
After beating Ohio State. Big 12, Big 10. It's gonna be the ACC. Oh, the Pac, which is gonna be Oregon and Washington. It's gonna be Oregon versus Washington for the Pac-12 championship. Who y'all got in that?
I like Oregon. I'm not gonna lie. Um, just based off of last game, I feel like it can go either way. But I ultimately think it's going to depend on the quarterback play. And in my opinion, Bo Nix is more of he may not be the better quarterback, but he's more of the well, he's been playing college football for how many years? So he's more like the veteran. I feel like that's going to help him and Oregon get over that hump and beat Washington this time around.
Both them boys veteran now.
Yeah.
Both them
Bo
boys,
Nix, when was Bo Nix been around? What, like 6 years or something, man?
yeah, by 6, 7, yeah, up there.
Yeah, well, that man been in college more than some dudes been in the league.
Real talk. I think he older than Herbert, Justin Herbert. But yeah, who you got, Byron?
No, the same. Definitely the same. But like I said, they're pretty even. It's gonna be like it's gonna be one of those battles to where it's like, who makes the first mistake? That's really what it's gonna kind of be. Like you said, they both been there years. They got that those mechanics down. They gonna make. It's just gonna be a game of who made the first mistake, and that's how it's gonna be. But I got to work on that one.
Well, last game was a shootout, I think, right?
Yeah.
Last game was pretty high scoring, right? It was like 33-36 or something like that.
Yeah, that's kind of low for them. But
well, yeah, but
yeah, I think I guess it's gonna be an Oregon sweep. I got Oregon in this game. I just think Oregon is better. Again, same thing with Texas along the line of scrimmage, and I think that Washington has trended down, even though they're undefeated. They've been playing in some close games, just won by a field goal against, I believe, 5 and 6 Washington State. But it was a rivalry game, so I got to come a little bit slack. But before then, they've been kind of in some dragging out dog fights. But Oregon has been blowing everybody out ever since that Washington game. Bad. They could actually be third-ranked team in the nation, in my opinion, at this point, if they didn't have that loss on their resume. But they do. So Oregon has that advantage of going into a game knowing we already beat y'all. I mean, Washington has that.
Yeah.
We already beat y'all. So, it depends, but I got Oregon in this game to pull it out. I think it's gonna be another shootout, but I'm gonna stick with Oregon as well. The next would be Louisville versus the Noles, Florida State. Remember, we got a backup quarterback. I think I need to put it out there because I know people been saying some wild stuff on the internet about like they don't deserve to be in the playoff, even if they do win because they got a backup quarterback. Ridiculous.
He played decent though.
Huh?
Yeah.
He played decent last game.
Yeah.
Decent.
You just gotta manage the game.
Decent enough to win.
For sure.
Yeah, manage the game. Like if y'all got a good, decent running game, and you know what I'm saying, you can just like I said, limit your mistakes. Get the ball to the right guys. Keep getting those first downs. Football's a game of inches. I mean, you ain't got to be the best, but if you can manage the game, hey.
I think Florida State, my nose are gonna pull it out, but it's gonna be a tough game. Louisville, they just lost to Kentucky, and I think we're gonna have a similar game plan, especially with Tate at quarterback, Tate Rodemaker. I think we're gonna run the ball with Trey Benson. I think we're bigger physically. We're more a physical team. We're a larger team, and we're more athletic. They have a really good coach. I think they're going to be prepared for this game, and I think it's going to be a game of 4 quarters. It's going to be decided in the fourth quarter, but I think that Florida State is going to pull it out late because I think our depth on the team is going to overwhelm Louisville at a certain point, and I don't think Louisville has a great secondary, and we got Keon Coleman and Johnny Wilson. So I expect a big play to be made, maybe even a special teams play. These last few games, Keon Coleman has had some like pretty explosive punt returns. So I expect that to happen. I expect, my nose to pull it out.
I'm gonna go with Florida State too. Like you said, they just Louisville just lost to Kentucky. I kind of feel like, in my opinion, that loss to Kentucky kind of exposed some things when it comes to Louisville. And like you said, Florida State's bigger. They got more depth. They got the more athletic, explosive players. I just feel like they're going to wind up using that to their advantage and ultimately pulling out the W.
Sure.
Like you said, it's pretty much, I think, how Trey Benson goes is how Florida State goes. I think that's how it is for them. Going to be the model for the rest of the year.
Yeah. I know the defense is going to come through. They've been coming through all year.
It's just that offense. Trey Benson has to put the offense on his back. Him and Keon Coleman.
Yeah, for sure. The last for the conference championships was, I say this because I know people like to put the SEC up there, is the SEC is going to be Bama at UGA. Who else, for real, but Bama at UGA. I can go first in this one. I got UGA pulling it out. I think it's going to be another tough game, a great game, for real playoff eliminator, to be honest. I could see any one of these teams winning the national championship. Bama just had a miracle win against Auburn, freaking 4th and 31, last play of the game to Hail Mary to win the game in the Iron Bowl, which is crazy. But I don't even know how you allow that to happen if you're Auburn. That's crazy. But I digress. I got UGA pulling it out, though. I think it's going to be close, but I got UGA by a field goal.
Okay. Nah, same. I got the Bulldogs as well. I just like the defense, man. Those defensive guys they all flying to the ball. As soon as they hike the ball, man, you see them flying. I like the DBs. Tyreek Smith and Stark. I just feel like those boys are really good at their position. I don't know, man. I definitely, like you said, it's gonna be a battle. It's Georgia and Bama. I mean, too many NFLs. I've always called them NFL teams. Sheesh. They could probably go beat a couple a couple of the NFL teams that are down low level right about now. But
the Giants.
I got Georgia for sure.
I'm going with Georgia as well. I do feel like the game's gonna be close just because, like you guys said, they're like the cream of the crop when it comes to SEC teams. But I do have Georgia pulling it out just because I feel like offensively and defensively on both sides of the ball, they're probably like one of the most complete teams in the nation, the most established teams. Offense, you have a good amount of weapons, like Byron said. DBs are just flying, ball hawks, stuff like that. So that's why I ultimately have Georgia pulling that out.
Yeah, the next topic, and if y'all don't know the teams let me just read it first. The next topic will be, what's y'all two teams that y'all think had the brightest futures, but they didn't make the bowl games this year? Like they finished with 5 wins or less. And if y'all want that list of teams, I could try to pull it up.
Yeah, I only got one team right now.
Oh, go ahead.
And it's probably obvious, Colorado. I just feel like they've already improved off of last season. They're going to continue to get better just because I feel like with Deion Sanders being the head coach there, he'll be able to bring in some more big recruits. He'll be able to establish himself just because I feel like the recruits are going to want to go somewhere where they have the coach the best cornerback to ever play the game. Just learn off of him. He always keeps real with his players. He knows what it takes to get into the league and stay in the league. And I feel like that ultimately is going to set them up to get recruits up next to Georgia and Alabama and stuff in the future.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
The Colorado?
Yep.
Georgia and Bama? Hey, I respect it. I respect
I ain't say compete with them. I just said they can be up there to compete with to recruit some 5-star athletes. I ain't say compete.
Oh yeah, they can grab 1 or 2 for sure.
Yeah. But as far as competing, as far as competing, they got a long way to go.
I mean, with that 5-star quarterback that they just got, I mean, sheesh, he's gonna definitely turn some tables. And when Portal open up
He
here in
decommitted.
December, what's
He
up?
decommitted today.
He decommitted today. I see. I
Yeah,
read that literally earlier.
yeah.
That's crazy. But I mean, once that portal open up, if they can get some, they can get some line, man.
Yeah.
That's where everything's gonna start. Like,
Yeah, that's
and
what
they
we're.
weren't going away from Bama, Georgia, none of those places first until they seen how everything worked out with Deion right now. I mean, but I feel like with them signing Warren Sapp as the D line coach, good new offensive line. That coaching staff at in Boulder is top tier. Once that portal opens up, if they can get I feel like two good tackles, two good little 4-star, maybe 3.5 star, something better, anything better than what they got now. They can definitely make that push, and then I guess now get another quarterback.
I think they're gonna have Shadur next year.
Yeah, he was talking about that NIL deal, and he'll be making with more money because he'll be going what, like second, third round possibly.
You
So
think
he'll be
that's why
making
old boy?
more money. What's up?
You think that's why old boy decommitted?
Probably.
Well, he was class of 2025, so he would have had to wait
Oh,
anyways. But
okay.
there was some whispers about him reclassifying. It could be why, but I don't. I think when Deion got on the platform and he was like, "Yeah, we not paying. This is not an ATM. We're not basically we ain't paying the players to come here and all this. You coming here for a degree and to go to the league." I think that kind of scared some people. Like, hold on, the only reason we was going to y'all boys is for the bread. If we being honest, we could say these players getting paid now with the NIL, but I think that just like kind of scared him off a little bit. And he made like, you can get around somebody and be really, really starstruck. Like, bruh, I'm looking at Deion Sanders. Like, this is the possibly most charismatic athlete ever. Like, this is the guy. I'm gonna go ahead and commit. I see what you're doing. But after that, he got home and talked to his parents, turned on the Colorado game, saw their record at the bottom. Man, they by 5, 4, and 6 or something like that. I ain't going there. And so I think that's honestly what happened. But he gonna have the pick of the litter when it comes to his choices. The teams that I wanted, that I think had the brightest future, one will be Colorado. We already talked about them at length. I do think they're gonna pick up some guys from the portal because I do think people want to play for Deion and their uniforms look fine. Like they got a lot of momentum. You're gonna be on TV. Your NIL gonna be popping because the social media is gonna be out of this world. Them boys playing for clicks over there.
Colorado,
Anyways,
man, like why would you want to be in Colorado? Where like it's crazy out here.
yeah. But my second team, though, one immediately came to mind. I don't even know if I want to utter this team name. I'm gonna do it because I ain't a hater. I'm trying to be objective. I'm gonna say the Le'Veon. I'm gonna say the Gators. Um, I'm a diehard Florida State fan, but I gotta admit that Billy Napier, one thing he do know how to do is recruit. I think he know how to design a good offense too. And I think that when DJ Lagway comes there, he's really gonna elevate the ceiling of that whole program. I think he's a talented quarterback. Wasn't very accurate at the Elite 11, but I think that when he gets in the program, learns the system, he's going to be good in his redshirt freshman if Graham Mertz comes back next year, which I think he is. In his redshirt freshman and sophomore year, he's going to be good for the next coach because I think that they're going to get rid of Billy Napier. And at that point, I think they're going to actually have a chance to get the right guy in there for the first time in, nearly 20 years. At least they're not on like some Miami type of time. Even though I got on their colors, at least they ain't on no Miami type of time where it's been VHS type situation since they've been good.
I said
But
VHS.
real talk.
Tough.
I'm gonna say Florida Gators though. I think the Gators are gonna unfortunately get better with the recruits they got in there and recruiting hotbed and they're willing to spend money. So that's who I'm gonna go that didn't make a bowl game. The
Put
next topic.
JMU in there, man. I'm just playing.
Oh yeah. What's for Florida, to me, any team, if you're in a talent-rich state, not making a bowl game is unacceptable. Like that's ridiculously unacceptable. But yeah, who number 3 topic I had was who y'all got for Heisman?
Jaden. I mean, sheesh. What, over 2,500 yards, 30 touchdowns, what, 70% completion, something like that. No, shit, like 73, something like that. And then over 500 yards rushing. Like, I think that's definitely a solid case. And then, I mean, LSU, they've been pretty decent. I mean, he's been doing his thing. He's been balling out.
That's my only thing though, because I don't know who Khalil gonna pick, but I agree with you on LSU. I mean, on Jaden Daniels. LSU, like them boys got like a couple of losses on the schedule, like a couple of blowouts on the schedule, like. And historically, the Heisman is usually going to at least your team got to be competing for the playoffs. Like, so, I mean, for you to have that many losses, not even being a factor in your conference championship game, I mean, it isn't like he's playing a sorry schedule. Like, I'm not discrediting the guy. I do think he should be the Heisman Trophy winner this year, either him or Bo Nix. But Jaden has been put up ridiculous numbers, so I would go for him. But I'm starting to get confused in myself a little bit with how much I want to weigh winning against that because it is a team sport. So I don't know how much I can hold that against them, but I'll go with Jaden Daniels too.
Yeah. Jaden Daniels.
Sport individual award though.
Yeah.
That's why I got Jaden Daniels as well. Top 3 in passing yards, first in passing touchdowns, 40-4 INT to touchdown ratio.
That's crazy.
72% passing. Only QB in college football to rush for 1,000 yards. He plays in the toughest conference in football, and he's just putting up numbers. I think the game I was watching this weekend, they put up like a comparison of Joe Burrow's numbers when LSU went undefeated.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm not mistaken, his numbers are better than those of Joe Burrow.
Burrow didn't play in a lot of second halves.
Hey, I'm just looking at the stats.
For sure.
Oh, yeah, when you're blowing people out.
Yeah.
And I just feel like,
but
without Jaden Daniels, LSU wouldn't be anything.
They
like
got
you said,
solid backup though.
They got the 3 losses too.
Yeah.
So
I mean, Nussmeier I mean, they're not too worried about Jaden going to the draft. I'll put it like that. But we're gonna see how it play out though. So a clean sweep, we all expect Jaden Daniels be up there. I expect it to be Jaden, Nix, and Penix up there. Yeah, I expect them guys to be up there. I wish it was like some skill position players because I do believe they could be there. But the only one who had a chance just lost, Marvin Harrison Jr. So,
but his numbers weren't like crazy though. Like they were good. I'm not saying they weren't.
They weren't historic. Like, you got to be historic to get up there.
Yeah. Because he's like he's going to the league. He's better than I'd probably say a good portion of the CBS. I mean, yes, the CBS. But yeah, he was. I don't want to say he's going to be like a guy in the league, but because you don't know. But he looks like
talking about Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah.
Hey,
I ain't saying he's going to be a guy in the league because you never know. Like you said, once you get there. But he wasn't looking like, what I'm saying, historically crazy in college to where it's like, oh, he going to be the man once he gets to the league.
He go to the Giants, he's going to be the man.
Oh no, bro. He like the most hype
league
receiver prospect in a couple of years, bro.
No, I get that. I'm just saying, like, up until like you like for the Heisman, like compares like all that.
Yeah.
Like with those numbers to like, how they're having great historic like 40-some to 4 picks.
Stuff. Like, he'd have to have at least to be because he have to break Randy Moss record, which I think is like what 24 touchdowns in college, which is insane.
Insane.
But again, wide receiver, a dependent position. Like he doesn't have the best quarterbacks, which is crazy to say about Ohio State quarterback, in my opinion. Which is crazy. They don't have like a star player in there, but we gonna see. I do think in the league he gonna be that guy. I do think he gonna have some crazy performances. I wouldn't mind seeing him with Kyler Murray. I think that'd be a nice little duo, but that's a little sidebar real quick. Or the Jets. But we need a quarterback. But yeah, my fault. Yeah. Anyways, Zach Wilson, you burn my soul, bro. Like,
go ahead and get Drake May.
Jesus Christ. If we in a position to draft Drake May, it's already going horribly wrong. Let's get in position, first of all, because
for real.
Like, bro, fire everybody, bro. I know we go through this like every 4-5 years, but I'm too old as a Jets fan to like keep dealing with this misery, bro. It's crazy, bro. I don't like
Sanchez, man. We ain't
Sanchez.
no for real.
Yeah, boys need Tommy DeVito.
We need Jesus to come down and throw for us.
I'm trying to tell you, Michael Vick. I read an article yesterday on the Buck Fumble. I'm like, bro, this happened like over 10 years ago, bro.
Yep.
It can't be this inept, bro. It's terrible. Anyways.
The life of a Jets fan.
Sickening. So I think for the CFP, the updated CFP is going to be Michigan #1, Georgia #2, Washington #3, and Florida State at #4. How do y'all feel about like that mix going on to potentially win, or who do y'all think is going to be the final 4 teams?
I think that's about right. Those are the top teams that you hear about. I mean, Florida State. Florida State sneaking back in there to establish their dominance as the nose. But Georgia, Alabama, those are like you write your ticket at the beginning of the year. Y'all just got to play. And you said who was at 3? Michigan.
It's gonna be Michigan at first.
Yeah. Oh, Michigan.
Then Georgia. It's gonna be Michigan, Georgia, Washington, and Florida State. But depending on like how this conference championship game shake out, obviously it's gonna be a little bit of a mix. Rearranging the chairs, so to say.
Hopefully.
Feel that.
I got Michigan.
Asking who y'all top 4.
Yeah, I got Michigan. Or if you want to go, Byron, you can go.
I'll say I got Georgia. I'll go Michigan 2. I'll go Bama 3, and then
one of them got to lose though, out of Georgia and Bama.
Probably Bama. I say Bama's gonna lose, and then Washington.
So who you got at 3?
Bama.
You said Georgia, Michigan. You like Bama to like still get in, even if they lose?
If they lose the conference championship?
Yeah, to Georgia.
How many losses they have? They got 2, right?
1.
That would be 2.
I mean, we've seen them get in there with multiple losses before.
Yeah.
I just think it's too much. I just think there's too many teams.
Yeah.
That would want one loss to put Bama over them.
I'd be furious.
That year that they got in, what was that team that was literally right on the cusp? They had a better record than Bama, but they ended up getting in there. I forget what year. It was like a year or 2 years ago. But I don't know, man. I still think I could see them in there regardless, because it's Bama. I mean, somebody gonna get fired up. They don't get in that game.
So you had UGA, Michigan, Bama, and who was your last one? Washington?
Yeah, you put Washington.
Over Oregon?
Oh, no. Oh, okay. Yeah, Oregon over them.
Okay, so UGA, Michigan, Bama, Oregon.
Yep.
For sure.
All right. Well, after the bowl games, I have 3 undefeated teams. I'm going to have Michigan go 1, Georgia go 2, FSU at 3, and then I got Oregon jumping to #4 after they beat Washington. That's what I got.
I got UGA at 1. Even though I root for chaos, I want Bama to be in. I think UGA gonna win. I got UGA at 1, Michigan at 2, Florida State at 3, and Texas at 4. I think that I could see Oregon slide in there, and I probably should go with Oregon because they have a really strong resume. But Texas is gonna have a head-to-head with Bama. Oklahoma State gonna be in there. Texas did lose to OU, and they've been kind of struggling. Yeah, it's gonna be tough with that one. I probably should have went with Texas. I mean, with Oregon.
Let Washington
Yeah.
lose is going to be a toss-up.
Yeah, and Washington is currently ranked number 4, but I think they're gonna slide to 5 tomorrow. But the top 5 win, I think Oklahoma State is ranked 20th, so it ain't as impactful. So I probably flip that to Oregon. Actually, now I think about it. So I have UGA, Michigan, Florida State, and Oregon, and I love that matchup just because I just want to see Michigan first. I know UJ probably win against Florida State, but I mean, hey, it is what it is. We got a backup quarterback. I don't like us getting washed. Georgia Tech was getting with them boys. Now I gotta have some type of hope. But
every dog got his day.
yeah, man. Hopefully it's not ours, man. Even though Tate right. But the last one, because they kind of running me short on time. The last one would be, who is y'all top 2 most disappointing teams here in college football?
USC is one of them.
Yep.
And then I got to go with Duke. They started the season out 5-1, and out of their final 6 games, I think they lost. They went 2-4 or something like that. Like they were ranked. They gave Florida State a game for that first half. They was looking good, and then after that loss to Florida State, it all went downhill. Quarterback can't stay healthy.
Yeah. And they coaches got hired away.
Yeah.
Texas A&M. Who you got,
Same.
Byron?
I got Florida State. I said Florida State. USC. It's just been terrible, man. I think it's just been so much going on with Caleb that they just haven't really. It's just been distracted this whole year. Didn't
Defense
play up
pure
until,
trash.
yeah, they ain't been playing up to their potential. But they can definitely they've been big disappointment for me. And then I'll say my second team. Probably. I don't want to say they have, but Notre Dame. They've been playing really well, even though that's our rival. But they've been lackluster this year, definitely. I don't even think they made the bowl game. But those 2 teams.
Yeah, before it cut off, I'm gonna say Miami Hurricanes. Expected, I think they're expected to go about 8-4. They could finish 8-5, but it's the way they've been losing. Terrible coach decision, losing to Georgia Tech at home, losing to Florida State, beat Clemson. So they had a couple one quality win, and really beating up on sorry teams like they usually do. But I thought they was gonna make a bigger step this year. I actually thought they're gonna be a threat, and I thought we was gonna play them in the ACC championship game. But like typical Miami Hurricanes, they flopped. Second team would have to be Notre Dame was a really good one. USC was great too. I'm gonna have to say Texas A&M simply because Jimbo. I don't. He has an antiquated offense, the real old school offense. But you arguably got the most talented roster in college football. You're in the recruiting hotbed. Um, you can't be selfish, but I mean, he is going home with 77 M's, not to do nothing but sit on the couch and chill. So I don't feel too bad for him. But Texas A&M, with all that talent, 5-star players at damn near every position on the field, and you're losing to the Miami Hurricanes and other sorry teams. That's incredibly disappointing. And Mike Elko going there, I think he can have that defense flying around. If he can get a good OC, I think they could make some noise. If they can keep a lot of those players from hitting the transfer portal, including Evan Stewart, Florida State. We know what we do with receivers now. We about to put one in the first round. Stop playing. Come make some money. I digress. If you ever watch this though, for real, hit us up though, for real, dog. We need you. But yeah, I got Texas A&M and Miami Hurricanes. Florida Gators was trash too. State champions. But anyways, those are my two teams. But this been fun. I appreciate y'all for coming on, things of that nature before it cut off, man. So Byron had UGA, Michigan, Bama, Oregon, and Chalil, you had who?
Michigan, UGA, FSU, and Oregon.
So, and I had UGA, Michigan, FSU, and Oregon the same four. Appreciate y'all. I'm gonna do it this time.